The fifth saying of Jesus from the cross, taken from John chapter 19, verse 28. Later, knowing that all was now completed, and so that the scripture would be fulfilled, Jesus said, I am thirsty. Jesus said, I am thirsty. Can you imagine the Creator God who created heaven and earth, who created rivers and sea, who created multiple water lakes and wells? Now he is hanging on the tree and said, I am thirsty. Why is that? And also it says, so that the scripture would be fulfilled. Why is that? Psalm 69 verse 21, it says like this, they put gall in my food and gave me vinegar for my thirst. And also Psalm 22 talks about a servant who is suffering, forsaken by all of his friends. Is similar to situation of Jesus Christ. A scripture mentions about his suffering. He suffered. And he promised a river of living water in John chapter 4 and 7. A flowing water. But now he is saying, I am thirsty. I am thirsty. It tells about his humanity. Jesus Christ is still conscious. He is physically suffering the death. He is going through a difficult time. He says, I am poured out like water, and all my bones are out of joint. My heart has turned to wax, it has melted within me. My strength is dried up like a potsherd, and my tongue sticks to the roof of my mouth. You lay me in the dust of death. Is Psalm 22. Here it explains about the physical pain that Jesus is going through. The humanity of Jesus, he was thirsty. And not only that, the scripture says he suffered in every way. In Hebrews chapter 4 verses 15 to 16 it says, for we do not have a high priest who is unable to sympathize with our weaknesses, but we have one who has been tempted in every way, just as we are, yet was without sin. Let us then approach the throne of grace with confidence, so that we may receive mercy and find grace to help us in our time of need. He went through weakness, tempted in every way, a physical pain he suffered, so that he can give water of life to us. Jesus' pain was real. He was conscious. As scripture says, he suffered, forsaken by all of his friends. He was going through pain. That's why Jesus said, I am thirsty, so that the scripture will be fulfilled. To know that his pain was real, his suffering was real. But why all this pain and suffering? To remove the curse of the sin. Jesus suffered for us. He died for us so that we can have living water. He can provide living water for us. So what we need to do? There are so many god and goddesses around us. Only Jesus died for us. He gave his whole body for us. He said, eat this, do this in remembrance of me. This is my blood. Drink this, do this in remembrance of me. For us to remember the physical death, the breaking of his body, the blood. Always to remember Jesus' death, the pain and suffering he went through. That's why Paul says, it's no longer I that liveth, but Christ liveth in me. Because I died with Christ. If you believe in Jesus Christ, you have a living water inside of you. Are you drinking from that well? Are you listening from Jesus Christ? Listen to him. Amen.